When people get out of college, I think a lot of people say, you know what, I've worked really hard. I'm going to get myself
I deserve a car.
a new car.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between having a $500 payment and a $300 payment when you go
$200. I win. All right. Next question.
All right, David, you got a master's degree.
Come
I
on.
know that, and I don't. And it kind of, someday I'll get it.
It's all good.
But what impact does that have on your purchasing power? And so, we talk to a lot of people every day for our Rock Solid Pre-Approval Program, which is the way to start.
Yes.
And most people have in mind a house payment that they think they can stomach.
The most comfortable.
Yeah, like, okay, hey, I want to buy I want to have a $1,600 house payment. Well, here's an interesting number that I'll throw out before the break, and then we'll answer the question when we come back. You can buy a $250,000 home with just 5% down, so that would be $12,500, which can come from a gift.
Yes.
All or part from a gift from a family member. And your total payment, including taxes and insurance, would be about $1,646.
Okay.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to answer the question, what if you chose not to have the $500 payment and you wanted to have a $300 payment?
Okay.
And you're willing to put that towards your house payment. In other words, how much more house could you buy if you said, well, I'm going to go with the cheaper car? How much more house could you buy if you allowed your mortgage payment to go up by $200? We'll have that answer when you come back.
Sounds good. This is the Accunet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian Wickert and David Wickert. If you want to weigh in, you can do so, 414-799-1620, or throughout the Midwest on the Accunet Mortgage toll-free talk line, 800-877-1620. It's 1014.
Home buying advice from the guys who know it best. This is the Accunet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian Wickert on 620 WTMJ.
When he was with the Packers, the team had two-a-days in 100-degree heat in Green Bay. Former Packers defensive lineman Santana Dotson's back in town for a special event. He's going to join Greg tomorrow to preview that and reflect on his days in green and gold. It's on Sports Central tomorrow with Greg Matzik at 7:35. 414-799-1620 if you'd like to weigh in. This is the Accunet Mortgage and Realty Show, or on the Accunet Mortgage toll-free talk line, 800-877-1620. Your chance to speak with Brian and David Wickert.
About how auto loans can sap a first-time home buyer, or really anybody's home purchasing power.
Yep.
And we posed the question, how much more house can you buy if you decide, instead of having that $500 car or truck payment, you decide, you know what, I can squeak by with a $300 payment. Maybe it's not as new a car. Maybe it's not as nice a car. David, you did not look at my screen.
No,
you did cheat.
Yeah.
Okay. Eric, do you think that you can buy $10,000 more house, 20 or 30 grand more house?
I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to say 30 grand.
You are correct, sir. 30 grand. So instead of that $250,000 home with 5% down, you could move on up to a $280,000 loan, and your payment would go up less than $200. And by the way, I have also accounted for higher property taxes and homeowners insurance on the more expensive house. So
that's a lot of house.
There can be a big difference.
Yeah. That's like another bedroom. That's like another...
Or a nicer neighborhood.
More square footage, yeah.
Correct. Or higher taxes if you want to live in a higher tax area or whatever. And that's just, by the way, something that first-time home buyers don't usually think about, is how property taxes can sap your buying power. Dave?
No, it's a conversation I have a lot with folks. It's if you kind of strapped into $1,000 payment, and if property taxes are $400 someplace versus $500 someplace else, that moves the needle on
how much is left over for the actual loan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The same way that a car payment.
Correct. A car payment. I was just thinking about it while we were on the break. You did a loan for somebody, David, just recently, who actually went out and got a different car because they had a ginormous truck payment, like $650 a month.
Yes.
And so he went in and traded that in and downsized his car.
Yes.
So that he could buy more house, which I commend a person for,
Yeah.
The house is generally more important than the car.
Hopefully you're spending more time in the house than the car.
Yeah, you would